ഹിസ്റ്ററി ടിപ്സിൻ്റെ പുതിയ എപ്പിസോഡിലേക്ക് എല്ലാവർക്കും സ്വാഗതം. കാലിക്കറ്റ് യൂണിവേഴ്സിറ്റിയുടെ BA ഹിസ്റ്ററിയുടെ ഒരു പേപ്പറാണ് ട്രെൻഡ്സ് ഇൻ ഇന്ത്യൻ ഹിസ്റ്റോറിയോഗ്രാഫി എന്നുള്ളത്. അതിലെ മൾട്ടിപ്പിൾ ചോയ്സ് ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻസ് ആണ് നമ്മൾ നോക്കുന്നത്. ഫസ്റ്റ് ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ, വാട്ട് എമംഗ് ദ ഫോളോയിങ് ഈസ് ദ ഓഥർ ഓഫ് സൈലന്റ് സ്പ്രിംഗ്? Rachel Carlson is the author of Silent Spring. Rachel Carlson is the author of Silent Spring. Who wrote the book Economy of Permanence? Who wrote the book Economy of Permanence? This book written by J.C. Kumarappa. J.C. Kumarappa is written. J.C. Kumarappa wrote Economy of Permanence. For Silent Spring is written by Rachel Carlson. Silent Spring is written by Rachel Carlson. Economy of Permanence is written by J.C. Kumarappa. J.C. Kumarappa. In which year Chipko movement began? 1973. Chipko movement began. In 1973, Chipko movement began. Which among the following is the author of Silent Spring? Rachel Carlson. Who wrote the book Economy of Permanence? J.C. Kumarappa. In which year Chipko movement began? Chipko movement began 1973. 1973. In which year the government of India liberalized its economy? In which year government of India liberalized its economy? 1991. 1991. Project Tiger was launched in the year 1973. Project Tiger 1973. 1973. Chipko movement also began. 1973. Project Tiger was launched in 1973. According to C.A. Bailey, groups having alliance to a powerful patron is called. According to C.A. Bailey, groups having alliance to a powerful patron is called connections. Connections. CONNEXIONS. According to the Cambridge interpretation, the roots of politics lay in localities like district, the municipality, the village. According to Cambridge interpretation, the roots of politics lay in localities like district, the municipality, the village. Who is the author of The Emergence of Indian Nationalism, Competition and Collaboration in the Later 19th Century? Who is the author of The Emergence of Indian Nationalism, Competition and Collaboration in the Later 19th Century? Anil Seal. Anil Seal is the author of The Emergence of Indian Nationalism, Competition and Collaboration in the Later 19th Century. Who among the following is associated with the Cambridge School of Historiography? Who among the following is associated with the Cambridge School of Historiography? Anil Sale is associated with the Cambridge School of Historiography. Cambridge School of Historiography. Who are the subaltern? Who are the subaltern? People relegated to inferior rank or status. People relegated to inferior rank or status, that is called subaltern. In which year the first edited volume of Subaltern Studies came out? In which year the first edited volume of Subaltern Studies? 1982. Subaltern Studies first appeared as a revision of historical narratives of which country? Subaltern Studies first appeared as a revision of the historical narratives of which country? India. Who is the author of the book An Introduction to the Study of History? D.D. Kosambi. Who is the author of the book An Introduction to the Study of History? D.D. Kosambi. D.D. Kosambi is the author of the book An Introduction to the Study of History. Who is the author of the Agrarian System of Mughal India? Agrarian System of Mughal India, written by Irfan Habib. Irfan Habib is the author of the book The Agrarian System of Mughal India. According to Aryan invasion theory, where did the Aryans initially settled in India? According to Aryan invasion theory, where did the Aryans initially settled in India? Punjab. Punjab is the settled place of Aryans. According to Aryans, the indigenous people of India were Dasa and the Sioux. According to Aryans, the indigenous people of India were Dasas and the Sioux. Which among the following was regarded as form of wealth during the Vedic period? Cattle. Cattle is the wealth. Which among the following languages is not a member of Indo-European category? Which among the following language is not a member of Indo-European category? Tamil is not the member of Indo-European category. German, Italian, English are the Indo-European category. Then, who coined the term hydraulic civilization? Who coined the term hydraulic civilization? That is Carl Wittfogel. Carl Wittfogel coined the term hydraulic civilization. Carl Wittfogel coined the term hydraulic civilization. Which among the following is true about the hydraulic society? Hydraulic society-യുമായിട്ട് ബന്ധമുള്ള ശരിയായിട്ടുള്ള പ്രസ്താവന ഏതാണ്? Which among the following is true about hydraulic society? That is, societies based on large scale irrigation. Societies based on large scale irrigation, that is called a hydraulic society. Which historian brought out interdisciplinary method to study ancient history? Which historian brought out the interdisciplinary method to study ancient Indian history? D.D. Kosambi. Which historian brought out the interdisciplinary method to study ancient Indian history? Interdisciplinary method followed by D.D. Kosambi. D.D. Kosambi. According to D.D. Kosambi, interpretation of myths is dash in order to study early cultures. According to D.D. Kosambi, interpretation of myths is necessary in order to study early cultures. Who wrote Urban Decay in India? Urban Decay in India, written by R.S. Sharma. Urban Decay in India, written by R.S. Sharma. Urban Decay in India, written by R.S. Sharma. Who is the author of Ashoka and the Decline of Mauryas? Who is the author of Ashoka and the Decline of Mauryas? Romila Thapar. Romila Thapar is the author of Ashoka and the Decline of Mauryas. Romila Thapar is the author of Ashoka and the Decline of Mauryas. Romila Thapar. Which of the following distinguish the Vedic Aryans from the Indus people? Which of the following distinguish the Vedic Aryans from Indus people? Use of iron. Use of iron. Mandala 19 of Rigveda is dedicated to which god? Mandala 19 of Rigveda is dedicated to which god? Soma god. Author of Harshacharita, Banabhatta. Author of Harshacharita, Banabhatta. Who among the following is a nationalist historian? Who among the following is a nationalist historian? K.P. Jaiswal. K.P. Jaiswal is a nationalist historian. K.P. Jaiswal is a nationalist historian. K.P. Jaiswal ഒരു നാഷണലിസ്റ്റ് ഹിസ്റ്റോറിയനാണ്. ബാണഭട്ടനാണ് ഹർഷചരിതം രചിച്ചത്. Which historian among the following was a member of Indian civil services? Which historian among the following was a member of Indian civil service? That is R.C. Dutt. R.C. Dutt was a member of Indian civil service. R.C. Dutt. The Indus Valley civilization is a Bronze Age civilization. Who is the father of Indology? Who is the father of Indology? James Mill was the father of Indology. James Mill was the father of Indology. What was the nationality of Max Muller? What was the nationality of Max Muller? German. Who is the author of Ashoka, the Buddhist emperor of India? Who is the author of Ashoka, the Buddhist emperor of India? V.A. Smith. Who is the author of Ashoka, the Buddhist emperor of India? V.A. Smith. V.A. Smith wrote the Buddhist emperor of India. Ashoka, the Buddhist emperor of India. Ferishta serves as a historian under Adil Shahis. Ferishta serves as a historian under the Adil Shahis. Adil ഷായുടെ കീഴിലാണ് ഫെരിസ്ത ഹിസ്റ്റോറിയനായിട്ട് സേവനം ചെയ്തിട്ടുള്ളത്. Who wrote the Vikramanga Devacharita? Who wrote Vikramanga Devacharita? Bilhana. Which Magadhan ruler is known as Amutrochas? Which Magadhan ruler is known as Amitrochas? Bindusara. Bindusara is known as Amitrochas. Bindusara is known as Amitrochas. Who is the author of Prithviraj Vijaya? Prithviraj Vijaya is written by Jayanaga. Who is known as the father of Kavali? Who is known as the father of Kavali? Ibn Battuta. Ibn Battuta was the father of Kavali. Author of Gendering Caste Through a Feminist Lens. Author of Gendering Caste Through a Feminist Lens എന്നത് ഉമാ ചക്രവർത്തി. Author of Gendering Caste Through a Feminist Lens, ഉമാ ചക്രവർത്തി. Author of Gendering Caste Through a Feminist Lens, ഉമാ ചക്രവർത്തി. ഉമാ ചക്രവർത്തി. Author of Gendering Caste Through a Feminist Lens by Uma Chakravarti. The Indus people achieved maximum amount of standardization in. The Indus people achieved a maximum level of standardization in bricks. How many times did the term Jana occur Rigveda? How many times did the term Jana occur Rigveda? 275 times. 275 times Jana occur in Rigveda. The Sulva Sutras deals with geometry. The Sulva Sutra deals with geometry. The origin of Indian music can be traced into. The origin of Indian music can be traced into Samaveda. Samaveda. Who was the Vice President of International Commission for a History of the Scientific and Cultural Development set up by UNESCO? Who was the Vice President of International Commission for History of the Scientific and Cultural Development set up by UNESCO? R.C. Majumdar. The Vice President of International Commission for the History of the Scientific and Cultural Development set up by UNESCO, R.C. Majumdar. Which one of the following Vedic tribal assemblies involved in the selection of the tribal chief? Which one of the following Vedic tribal assemblies involved in the selection of the tribal chief? Samiti. 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 The Rig, Yajur, Sama Vedas are together known as Rig, Yajur, Sama Vedas are together known as Triveda. Which of the Vedas is partly in verse and partly in prose? Which of the Veda is partly in verse and partly in prose? That is Yajurveda. Whose work is Shudras in ancient India? Whose work is Shudras in ancient India? R.S. Sharma. R.S. Sharma wrote the work Shudras in ancient India. Which of the following regions were not known to even the later Vedic period? Which of the following regions were not known to even later Vedic period? The Kaveri Delta. The Kaveri Delta. Which of the following falls into category of quasi-theory? Which of the following falls into the category of quasi-theory? Ballads, epics, annals of rulers. That is quasi-history. Which of the following falls into the category of quasi-history? Ballads, epics, and annals of rulers. The logographers are associated with Greek historiography. Who called Herodotus the father of history? Cicero. Author of the early history of Deccan. Neelakanta Shastri. Author of early history of Deccan, Neelakanta Shastri. Aryans cleared the forest in the initial stages. Fire. Who is the author of historical work The Cholas? The Cholas wrote. Who is the author of historical work Cholas? The Cholas written by K.A. Neelakanta Shastri. The Cholas written by K.A. Neelakanta Shastri. Who is the founder of the Nanda dynasty? Mahapadmananda founded Nanda dynasty. Abundance of source material and absence of histories is told about. Abundance of source material and absence of histories is told about ancient Indian history. Abundance of source material and absence of historians is told about ancient Indian history. Who is the author of Mrichagadiga? Shudraga. Cultural past is the work of Romila Thapar. Romila Thapar is a Danish historian. Is an Indian historian. Theravada is a branch associated with Buddhism. Which sect of Buddhism flourished in Ceylon? That is Mahayana Buddhism. Which of the following languages were patronized by the Jainas to preach their doctrines? Which of the following languages were patronized by Jainas to preach their doctrines? Pragrita. The place where Buddha was enlightened. Gaya. One of the most important kings who followed Buddhism, Ashoka. Lumbini, the place at which Buddha was born, is located. Lumbini is the place at which Buddha was born is located in Nepal. The earliest of Vedas, Rigveda. The Tripidakas are written in the language Pali. The Mahabharata was The Mahabharata war was fought on the plains of The Mahabharata war was fought on the plains of Kurukshetra. The word Veda derived from the word Veda is derived from the word Ved. The Ramayana was composed by the great saint. The Ramayana was composed by the great saint Valmiki. The 23rd Tirthankara was Mahabira. The 23rd Tirthankara was Mahavira. Which among the following was not an eminent Orientalist? Which among the following was not an eminent Orientalist? Dr. Bahudaji. Okay. Balagangadhara Tilaga, Dr. R.G. Bhandarkar, Gopalakrishna Gokhale. These three persons are eminent Orientalists. Who coined the term hydraulic society? Who coined the term hydraulic society? Carl August Wittfogel. Carl August Wittfogel, who among the following scholars declared that Sapta Saindava region was the homeland of Aryans. Sapta Saindava region was the homeland of Aryans. Dr. A.C. Das. Dr. A.C. Das declared that Sapta Saindava region was the homeland of Aryans. Genealogy, mythology, the historical narratives are the three main constituents of genealogy, mythology and historical narratives are the three main constituents of Idihasa Purana tradition. How many Puranas are there? How many Puranas are there? 18 Puranas are there. Which Purana contains the information about Shatavahanas? Which Purana contains the information about Shatavahanas? Matsya Purana. Matsya Purana. Historical writings of Vamshacharitas were started in which century? Historical writings of Vamshacharita were started in which century? 7th century. Historical writings of Vamshacharita were started in 7th century. 7th century. Harshacharita is written by Bana. Dash is considered as the first historical chronicle of Kerala. Dash is considered as the first historical chronicle of Kerala. Dash is considered as the first historical chronicle of Kerala. That is Mushaga Vamsha Kavya. Mushaga Vamsha Kavya. Mushaga Vamsha Kavya is considered as the first historical chronicle of Kerala. Mushaga Vamsha Kavya deals with the dynasty of the rulers of which region? Mushaga Vamsha Kavya deals with the dynasty of the rulers of which region? Kolattanadu region. Kolattanadu region. Rajatarangani is the chronicle on the kings of. Rajatarangani is the chronicle of the kings of Kashmir. Only a poet can bring the past with the eye of this mind by divine institution. Whose statement is this? Only a poet can bring the past with eye of this mind by divine institution. By Kalhana. Ziauddin Barani served as an advisor of Ziauddin Barani served as an advisor to which Sultan? Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Fatwa-i-Jahandari is written in which language? Fatwa-i-Jahandari is written in which language? Persian language. Abul Fasl was a historian in the court of Mughals. Abul Fasl was a historian in the court of Mughals. The book Akbarnama was written by Abul Fasl. Aini Akbari is the dash part of Akbarnama. Ani Akbari is the third part of Akbarnama. Which author translated Bhagavad Gita from Sanskrit to Persia? Which author translated Bhagavad Gita from Sanskrit to Persia? Bhagavad Gita. Which author translated Bhagavad Gita from Sanskrit to Persian? Abul Fasal. Taiki Ferishta was written as per the instruction of which ruler? Taik-e-Ferishta was written as per the instruction of which ruler? Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Romila Thapar was the student of Basham. Student of Basham. Which group of scholars described the Indian post as Oriental despotism? Which group of scholars described the Indian post as Oriental despotism? Indian group of scholars described as Indian post as Oriental despotism. Which among the following is not a work of Romila Thapar? Which among the following is not a work of Romila Thapar? Okay, past and prejudice. അപ്പോൾ നോയിങ് ഇന്ത്യ, ലീനിയേജ് ടു സ്റ്റേറ്റ്സ്, ഇന്ത്യൻ ന്യൂമിസ്മാറ്റിക്സ്, ഇതൊക്കെ റോമില താപ്പറുടെ വർക്കുകളാണ്. ലീനിയേജ് ടു സ്റ്റേറ്റ്, ഇന്ത്യൻ ന്യൂമിസ്മാറ്റിക്സ്, നോയിങ് ഇന്ത്യ, ദീസ് ആർ ദ വർക്ക്സ് ഓഫ് റോമില താപ്പർ. മൂഷക വംശകാവ്യ വാസ് റിട്ടൺ ഇൻ 11th century. Who among the following have written the medieval legendary and historical chronicle of northwestern subcontinent? Rajatharangani. Who among the following have written the medieval legendary and historical chronicle of the northwestern subcontinent? Rajatharangani. Kalhana. In which of the following years Asiatic Society of Bengal was established? In which of the following year Asiatic Society of Bengal was established? 1984. Who among the following historians does not belong to the Marxist school of thought? Who among the following historians does not belong to the Marxist school of thought? R.C. Majumdar, D.D. Kosambi, Romila Thapar, Irfan Habib. These are Marxist historians. D.D. Kosambi, Romila Thapar, R.C. Majumdar. D.D. Kosambi, Romila Thapar, R.C. Majumdar. These three persons are Marxist school of historians. These three persons are Marxist historians. ഇത്രയാണ് നമ്മൾ ഈ ഒരു വീഡിയോയിൽ പറയാനുള്ളത്. ഇനി നമുക്ക് മറ്റൊരു വീഡിയോയുമായി വീണ്ടും കാണാം. ഓക്കെ, താങ്ക് യു.